Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Fate Stay Night. We're not at Unlimited Blade Works just yet, because there was two things that I missed in this playthrough. So number one, this one gallery picture here that I was looking at, I actually Googled to see what I'm missing here, because I feel like it's a kind of a big deal, and apparently this picture is actually, even though it's in the Fate menu, it's actually what people say it's a common route picture that only appears in the third route, Heaven's Field, so don't worry too much about that. But, I did actually miss an ending, because when I went to the ED list here, I was like, yo, I got them all, because I can click on the meat. Which, actually now I'm mousing over it, it says Miniature Theater number 1. But that's because apparently they come every 10, people said, so that was there before, I just didn't notice it. But I missed ending 14, because I'm a big idiot. So what we're going to do is, before we head on to Unlimited Blade Works, and I will talk about why I'm jumping back into this so quickly, we are going to head off to the final decision here. We are not going to give her the sheath. We're going to look for a weapon instead. Let's prepare something we didn't have before, a new weapon. It would be helpful for Saber if she has a weapon other than Excalibur, and I could use any additional weapons.
Shiro,
a gun, Saber. A very large gun. 2 large guns, aka your muscles, because you're supposed to be ripped.
役に立つものですか。そうですね。キリツグが使っていた魔術品が残っていれば、確かにシロの力になります。彼の連想は銃でした。あれならシロでもすぐに扱えるはずです。
I didn't know that. I was making jokes. By formal equipment, she means a weapon that supports magic uses that every magus carries. A Glock! According to Saber, father's formal equipment was a gun. I absolutely cannot believe it was not japes. Ooh, we get to go into the inner recesses of Shed-chan. Local child finds gun, shoots self.
ないな、セイバー。
ありませんね。銃はおろか、覚書きの1枚すらありません。
Saber's so disappointed about a lack of a gun.
まあ、そうだよな。親父がそんなの残してたら、とっくに見つけ出してる。
Yeah, with how much time you're out here, you would have a gun. I slumped my shoulders. Well, I didn't expect anything to begin with. So let's do our best with what we have. Oh, are we just skipping ahead? We doing it? Oh boy, we do it! The moon is distant. The clouds have cleared and the darkness has a dim blue glow. Daybreak is close. The long night is about to end. I wonder if this is going to be abridged or if it's going to be the whole thing. This is the final moment. Going through the night, Saber and I have reached our final destination.
Shiro, これは...
Saber sounds tense. I feel the same way. As I nod, I can feel sweat dripping down my neck. The mountain feels like one big... Oh, this seems about the same. This is all the same now. Yeah, this is the exact same. So we'll see. Yeah, this is all the same. Whoa, we're gonna have a lot where it's gonna be... Man, can you imagine going through all this and getting to the final battle and losing? And you're just like, well, dang, that sucks. It's a good thing I got the right choice on somehow on my first attempt on my own. You know what? I'm just going to skip a bit. Because this is going to be all about this. Whoop. Hi. Well, that was embarrassing. We didn't even see what happened. I thought it would... Okay. Whoops. Okay. Let's try that again. This time, actually seeing the ending here. So we're gonna once again look for a weapon. We're gonna skip that. Holy Grail. Okay, so we're gonna go here. So we're gonna go till... Can't believe it. Who on earth would trip? Oh, yes, Sakurai, right there. I forgot about it. He looks down, he points his finger at me, and many snakes show their veins. Get up. Try to get up and fall again. I fall. The snakes are coming, but I still fall. Why? Why? Black mud comes from my neck. Why is that red? Why? Why is that black? Oh, I see why. My right ankle is unbelievably black. Black mud rains down. Spills into, like a rainstorm melted, drowns my despair. And we get killed. Like that? That it? Oh, dead end. Yeah, okay. You don't even see Saber's fight in that one, huh? Okay. We're not going to skip it. Show me this Tiger Dojo so I can actually see what the final one is of this one. The final one.
そんなあなたを助けるタイガー道場開幕です。さて、勝敗とは戦いを始める前に決定しているっていうのが一般論よね。はい、その心は弟子1号。
何の策も武器もなしに戦いに挑んじゃダメってことかな。
And we didn't have a gun, so...
敵は金に明かして最強部隊を揃えている反則サーバント。なら、こっちも一つぐらいは逆転可能な武器を用意しておくべきです。
じゃあタイガー、決戦前夜からやり直してなんか新しい武装を用意しろっていうの？そんな一朝一夕で何ができるっていうの？
Yo, look at this actual advice.
これができるのだ。セーバーちゃんの宝具はもともと3つ。その最後の1つを用意してあげれば、あとはなんとかなるってもんよ。
That is nice that they literally tell you what to do.
そっか、返せばいいんだね。
Wow, no, like blatantly give it to, tell it to you.
カエサルのものはカエサルへ。
No, Caesar's another one.
なくすには惜しいものだったけど、やっぱり広いものは持ち主に返さないとね。
ほら、タイガにしてはいいこと言うのね。腐っても学校の先生ってところかしら。
あはははは。褒めて。
I love Taiga.
はいはい。それじゃあ、タイガがいい気分のうちに嬉しいお知らせをしちゃいます。
Oh, yeah?
本編の端っこでつつましく続いていたこのコーナー
Oh, no, wait, what?
次回からは装いも新たにタイガー道場第2部、タイガ夫妻1億円編が始まるよ。
This is Taiga Dojo battle tendency then.
次は舞台を私の後ろに移して立ち絵
Really?
の発売ハードも一新。制作費も倍になっておまけコーナーとは思えない充実ぶりになるんだから。
なんか重ねてめでたいな。よくわからないけど、ウォーズからメタルスに CG が変わるようなものかしらね。
そうっす師匠。次からはこんないかにもやっつけ仕事な立ち絵から解放されるのです。
I actually love this art though. It's so good.
素晴らしい。
Subarashi. I love that word.
道場ともおさらばしましょう。
じゃあみんな、新規一転したタイガー道場で待ってるよ。
Oh man, are you serious? Okay, cool. So now... Oh, there's like, again, no way to tell that there's no more, but hey, cool. All right, let's hop on over to the next disc, if you will. All right, everyone. Welcome to the second route of Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. So, again, you might be wondering, wow, you said you're taking a break, right? Like, where was the break? It was pretty short. What it came down to is, I've never been away from a game but had it be constantly on my mind. And from what everyone's saying, that this route is way better and that everything is so much better, I am excited to see what happens. So now if we go to movie, is there any, like, nothing really new there? We go to the gallery. We still, oh, we have a new gallery there. Okay, interesting. We'll see how this all goes. The ending list, it's all there. So save data is transferring. That's good. I was slightly worried. Our weapons are still here, including the Torashinai. That's important. But as for how this is going to go, I'm curious. I don't know how this this root system works. Because I know in the original, there was no 3 different, like, I had opened up a new EXE for this, right? But I know in the original, it was not that case, and it was instead, you would just, depending on your actions in the prologue, it would change, right? But for this version, for Rialta Nua, you would actually be forced to do certain stuff per route. There'd be no choices, and as such, it doesn't have that. So, we'll have to see. We're going to start a new game here. No. Okay, here's my question. Should I skip scenes that I've already seen? I don't think so. I don't think so, even though a lot of this will be very similar. So you know what, for now, this is important. I am the bone of my sword, steals my body, and fires my blood. I've created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death, nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create many weapons, yet those hands will never hold anything. So as I pray, unlimited blade works. We still don't know what that's about. Now that final phrase seems pretty important for this timeline, right? So we're going to now, I'm going to go to my config, skip repeated scenes. We're going to put that off. Just so that we know, right? When I came to, I was in a burning field. Actually, so we don't even have our menus right now. Interesting. I guess there was a big fire. The familiar town had burned to ashes, and it looked like the remains of a battlefield from a movie. But that didn't last long either. The fire had died down by the time the sun rose. The tall wall of flame had shortened, and most of the buildings had fallen. It felt strange, being the only thing in that place that still had its original form. Was the only one still alive around here. Must have been really lucky, or my house was built in a very lucky spot. I don't know which it was, but the point is, I was the only one left alive. I felt that since I survived, I should live on. I started walking aimlessly because I thought it would be dangerous just to stay there. I wasn't really concerned about getting burned up like the people lying around me. Probably because, over and above not wanting to be like them, I had a stronger feeling in my mind. But still, I had no hope. It was already a wonder I was still alive. I couldn't expect to be saved. I won't survive. Whatever happens, I won't be able to escape from this red world. It was such an absolute hell that even a small child could understand it. And I collapsed. Was it because there was no air? Was it because there was no function was left in my body? Anyway, I collapsed. I stared up at the clouded sky. Everything all around me was burned up, and I could see many shriveled people. The dark clouds loomed overhead, telling me it would rain soon. That's good. The fire will be put out once it rains. In the end, I sighed deeply and looked up at the sky. I say to myself that it hurts. I say so on behalf of all the people who couldn't say so. Ooh, that means stuff now that we know some stuff. Hey. It actually will be interesting going back and looking at how the beginning was and now that we know some big details. That was 10 years ago. After that, I was miraculously saved. My body survived, but I think all the other things about me burned up and were reduced to ashes. If you take away a child's parents, home, and all such things, there's nothing left for him. That's why there was only my body. I think it's a simple story. In other words, in order to let my body live, my heart died. I'm dreaming. Squint my eyes at the white light. So bright, I think. It was just light entering my eyes when I woke up, but I'm not used to it. I probably didn't even understand what the bright light meant. My eyes focus, I'm surprised. I'm lying on an unfamiliar bed in an unfamiliar room. I'm surprised, but the room is so white and clean that I feel safe. Look around. The room is big and there are many beds. A person is in each bed, and everyone seems to be hurt. But nothing feels ill about this room. Oh, this makes me feel bad about the future. Everyone who's hurt is someone who is saved. I relax and let my eyes wander. Outside the window, the bright blue sky was unbelievably beautiful. After a few days, I finally understood. I could clearly remember what had happened in the past few days. And so I was no different from a newborn baby. Not just a metaphor, it was close to the truth. Anyway, it was a terrible fire. He says anywhere a lot at the very beginning of this game and then stops with that. I'd been saved from it, was in the hospital with my body wrapped up in bandages, and my parents were gone. I didn't get the situation, but I vaguely understood that I was alone. I think I understood quickly. Well, nothing but children in similar situations around me, so all I could do was absorb the fact. And after that, the man came, right when I was beginning to worry what would happen to me next. He came on the day my bandages were taken off, and I was able to eat without help. Wrinkled coat and uncombed hair. The man, a bit younger than the doctor, felt more like a big brother than a father.
こんにちは。君がシロー君だね。
Smile that seems to melt into the white sunlight. I think it was a suspicious voice, but a very kind voice.
率直に聞くけど、孤児院に預けられるのと、初めて会ったおじさんに引き取られるの、君はどっちがいいかな?
It is very interesting hearing, like, now going back to knowing about who he actually was and how he kind of acted. And thinking about his characterization now, it is a lot more suspicious. That man was saying he could adopt me. When I asked him if he was a relative of mine, he just said he was a stranger. He looked like an unreliable guy with no future. But it made no difference, as I knew nothing about either one, him or the orphanage. Yeah, good thing you didn't pick the second one, my dude, so I decided to go with him.
そうか。よかった。なら早く身支度を済ませよう。新しい家に一日でも早く慣れなくっちゃいけないからね。
The guy quickly started packing my stuff. His packing wasn't very good, even in the eyes of a child. And after making a big
おっ
mess...
と、大切なことを言い忘れた。うちに来る前に、一つだけ教えなくちゃいけないことがある。
Is that okay? Turns to me lightheartedly and says...
はじめに言っておくとね、僕は魔法使いなんだ。
He says it in a serious, exaggerated tone. It happened in an instant. Come to think of it, I was really a child back then. I automatically believed those words.
じいさんすごいな。
Guess I said so with bright eyes. Boy, if he only knew the truth. That he had a gun. Since that time, I became his child. Actually, I don't remember what I said back then. My father would always talk about that day. He would remember and retell the story again and again. So for my father, Emiya Kiritsugu, that might be the happiest day of his life. So, I guess it was strange for my father to tell me that he was a sorcerer. I was strange as well for admiring that. And thus I became an adopted son. My last name became Emiya Shiro. When I said my name, I was really proud of having the same last name as Kiritsugu. I'm dreaming. Oh man, we had a dream of a dream. A story from my childhood. When I finally convinced my father to make me a student, it must have been about 8 years ago. I was old enough to stay at home by myself. Kiritsugu started to leave the house on a regular basis. He would say in his normal tone that he would travel the world and actually act on those words. That's how it was after that. It was normal for him to leave the house empty for a month. He sometimes wouldn't come home for half a year. The Emiya house is a big Japanese-style house. Kiritsugu and I were the only ones living there. I was perplexed in this house many times, as it was too big for a child. But still, I liked my life here. Emiya Kiritsugu would come home from his journeys and tell me lots of stories like a child. The child who shared his last name would be at home waiting for those stories. I was always alone in the house, but that loneliness would all fade with the stories he brought back. The father who was always chasing his dreams like a kid. What? No, stop, read. You can do this. His attitude was astounding, but he always seemed dazzling to me. That might be why I wanted to be like him someday. Well, on top of that, looking at my ever-dreaming father, I felt I should become reliable myself. You do a pretty good job at that. Day 1. The first stay night. I still don't get the title. Fate, I get. Stay night, I don't. I don't get why there's the slash. Maybe it'll come later. I hear a sound. I hear a heavy, old, rusty sound as the door opens. Light enters the dark shed. My mind waking up.
先輩起きてますか？
Whew. It's my favorite character. Feels the cold air and the approaching footsteps. Will she be important in this route? Probably not. Considering she's the icon for the third route, I think that's where she'll be the most important.
はいおはようございます先輩
Sakura smiles and nods as if accustomed to the situation.
先輩朝ですよまだ時間はありますけどここで眠っていたら藤村先生に怒られます
そうだな。よく起こしに来てくれた。いつもすまない。
そんなことありません先輩いつも朝は早いですからこんな風に起こしに来れるなんてたまにしかありません
Sakura seems more upbeat than usual today, as if she's happy about something.
そうかな。結構さくらには起こされてるぞ、俺。けど、藤姉には叩き起こされるから、さくらの方が助かる。これに懲りずに次は頑張る。
I answer her with a sleepy head. I don't know what I'm saying with my mind not fully awake.
はいわかりましたでも頑張ってもらわない方が嬉しいです私
Sakura's giggling. I guess my head was still dozing off and I said something weird.
ちょっと待ってくれ。すぐ起きるから。
The cold outdoor air helps in situations like this. The chill works well to beat the sleepiness out of my head. Until you're under a really warm blanket and you realize it helps you fall asleep and it doesn't help you wake up at all. In front of me is Mato Sakura, my junior at school. This place is a shed behind my house and the time is 6 o'clock.
先輩
目が覚めた。ごめんな、さくら。またやっちまった。朝の支度手伝わないといけないのに。
そんなのいいんです先輩夕べも遅かったんでしょなら朝はゆっくりしてください
Sakura says so in a happy tone. It's unusual. Sakura really seems to be in a good mood this morning.
バカ、そういうわけにいくか。今起きるから一緒にキッチンに行こう。よし、準備完了。それじゃあ行こう、さくら。
いえその先輩
なんだよ。他に何かあるのか。
いえそういうことではないんですけどその先輩家に戻る前に着替えた方がいいと思います
That said, I looked down at myself. Fell asleep while I was working, so I'm still wearing my overalls. Being my work clothes, they're pretty dirty. Can't imagine what Fujine would say to me if I went into the house like this.
まだ目が覚めてないみたいだ。なんか普段に増して抜けてるな、俺。
そうかもしれませんねですから朝食の支度は私に任せて先輩はもう少しゆっくりしていてください
See, now that
そ
we
れにほ
know...
らここを散らかしっぱなしにしていたら藤村先生に怒られるでしょ
Now that we know more about Taiga, we know that that would be such a major case of the pot calling the kettle black.
そうだな。それじゃあ着替えてから行くから、さくらは先に戻っていてくれ。
はいお待ちしてますね先輩
Sakura leaves. Well, I have to change into my school uniform and clear up this mess. The shed is built on the edge of our yard, and just as it seems, it's a warehouse we put all our junk in. But for me, it's a place of treasures as I've enjoyed messing with things since I was a kid. Father didn't allow me to go into the shed, but I always sneaked in here. As a result, it became my base. For me, Emiya Shiro, I guess you could call this place my real room. The big Emiya household doesn't suit me, and I can only relax in this space full of junk.
そもそももったいないじゃないか。ガラクタって言ってもまだ使えるし。
Most of the things in here are appliances that can't be used anymore. Did I bring all this junk in here because I like the place? Did I come to like it here because of all the junk? Does the junk represent me? Anyway, Not to get too crazy, since I was always sneaking in here, it became my hobby to fix the broken things. It's not like I get attached to things. I think it just annoys me not to use things that can still be used. And just like that, I was fixing up this stove all last night. I shake off the feeling of disappointment in myself. I gather up the parts of the stove and put them on the shelf full of things waiting to be fixed. There are no spaces in the shelf full of things awaiting repair. An old VCR awaits after the stove. I guess I'll ignore the fact that Fujine broke both of them. Of course she would. I changed my uniform. This place is like my room and holds changed clothes along with other things I need. It also has lots of blueprints and junk, the results of failures from when I do my training. There's also some kind of old design inscribed on the floor, like an altar or something that will definitely not be super important later. Clapping my hands in prayer to the shed, who is my true waifu, I head for the house. Fates stay night, but you date the buildings. I emerge from the shed. The Emiya household is a Japanese-style house on the outskirts of town. My father wasn't much of a respected person in town. We know why now. But he somehow still had this huge house. We don't know how he did that, though. That on its own is a mystery, but it didn't seem like he had any relatives in Japan. That's why the house became mine and no one else's when my father died. Though, to be honest, I don't know that I have that kind of management ability. Old Man Fujimura is in charge of complicated things like inheritance and property tax. Old Man Fujimura is the big landlord in this neighborhood. According to father, the old man's like a Yakuza boss. Of course, this is just prejudice. He's not like a Yakuza boss, he is a Yakuza boss. Well, that's a problem in and of itself, but I prefer to ignore it. It's certainly true that he's energetic and scary, but he's actually not that bad a person. It really helps. I wonder if we will ever see him. It really helps me as he pays a lot when I tune up the motorcycle he likes to ride. Well, that's why Fujine got one. Anyway, that's why the only one living in this big house. For now, it's been 5 years since father died. The days have passed quickly. I sigh thinking about how much I've grown in those 5 years. Trained every day to be like Kiritsugu, but it's not that easy in reality. It's natural because I had no talent to begin with. But what can be said about having no improvement at all in 5 years? To sum up the present in one sentence, my goal is so far away that I'm not even at the starting line yet. Whoop, didn't mean to scroll. No, guess it wouldn't do any good to rush. For now, I have to do what I can. Well then, right now I should. Did we go help Sakura last time? I think we did. Let's go and finish my daily routine instead. We're not going for Sakura points this time. The Emiya house is a big dojo. It was built when the house was built. It was only intended as a hobby. I'll warm up a bit before breakfast. I'm not really studying martial arts yet, but since father told me if you want to be like me, you have to train your body first, it became part of my daily routine to work out. I finish my routine sit-ups and change out of my gi into my uniform. I slept in this morning, so I cut short of my workout. Some sit-ups, no stretching should be enough. I'm not the kind to build up a lot of muscle. It's not like I want to get into a fight. No, it's not. No, it's not at all. All I need is enough athletic ability to handle sudden accidents and to move as I wish when I have to. After all, the thing I want to become is the complete opposite of an athlete. Don't know if I would say a superhero is the complete opposite of an athlete. I put the sweaty gi into the laundry basket. It's 6:20. In our house, even this is a late time for breakfast. That's weird. That's strange. I don't know about that. Breakfast is already prepared. I can smell the elegant scent of breakfast befitting Sakura. That's a lot of words to say breakfast is ready.
Thank you. すまん。俺が寝過ごした分、さくらに無理させちまって。
そんな、全然無理なんかじゃないですよ。それに、寝坊なんかじゃありません。
部活は関係ないよ。それを言ったら、朝練があるさくらがうちに来てくれるのってすごい早起きじゃないか。
あ、いえ、私は好きでしていることですから、部活のことは気にしないでください。
まあ、だから俺も部活に関係なく早起きしたいんだ。さくらが来てくれるなら その時間には起きてないと失礼だろ。
For me, waking up early is waking up before Sakura gets here, and sleeping in is making Sakura prepare breakfast on her own like today. Oh, this has only been a habit for a year and a half or so.
先輩、そういうところこだわりますよね。三つ釣り先輩、エミヤは粗雑なくせに律儀すぎてうるさいって。
Hey, remember Mitsuzuri? I don't. She was not into the plot at all. Mitsuzuri is the captain of the archery club Sakura is in. Someone I have a lot of acquaintances with.
あいつ、まだ俺の文句を桜にこぼしてんのか？
はい。先輩が卒業するまでに何としても社でうならせてやるって毎日頑張ってます。
And you Emiya looks in the camera. Well, it's a good thing I'm not an archer. And she's like, what? That makes no sense. And he's like, just wait. I clicked and nothing happened.
今じゃあいつのが段位高いだろうに。あれかな、思い出は無敵ってやつかな。美化されてるのは悪い気分じゃないけど、それも人によりけりっていうか。
三つ釣り先輩、すっごく負けず嫌いですから、きっと心の中で先輩をライバルみたいに思ってますよ。
Man, just the concept of the word rival is so like tied into Japanese video games. Like I will use that term teaching and the kids will look at me like, what do you mean rival? And I'm like, you know, someone who you have like a good friendly competition with, that's like you're training against them. And I don't want to say like you're Virgil, because that'll mean nothing to them. Talking to kids is hard. Sakura puts rice into a bowl as she talks. It's almost 6:30. Yo, I just realized we made a bunch of rice for supper today. I could have a wonderful Japanese breakfast tomorrow. Thank God, I hate American breakfasts. It's almost 6:30. The archery club's morning practice starts at 7. It's not mandatory, but she can't afford to take it easy.
藤根はそろそろか。ま、この時間に来ない方が悪いんだし。さくら、先に食べていいよ。
そうですね。はい、どうぞ先輩。
Sakura hands me the bowl with a smile. Then, I'm used to this every morning, but her white fingers catch my eye. You know, between Saber's toes and her fingers. What are we gonna get to? Are we gonna get to Rin's armpits or something? Jeez. How can I put this? It's troubling. She must be maturing, as she seems really feminine these days. Casual movements are beautiful, and she often takes my breath away. Perhaps it's a reaction, not feeling anything for her until now, but I'm noticing more and more feminine characteristics in her.
先輩、どうかしましたか？
いや、どうもしてない。どうもしてないから気にしないでくれ。
Yeah, don't worry, it's not in this route, honestly. Why am I feeling tense around my friend's sister? Hey, stay away from that, trust me. Stay away. I've done the friend-sister thing once. It was the worst thing ever. She's a good underclassman and a junior I need to take care of. First of all, the relationship between me and Mato Sakura is just that of a senpai and a junior. She's the sister of a close friend of mine, but since she's a grade below me, we weren't that close. It all changed a year and a half ago into this cooperative kind of relationship. Sakura came to cook when I was injured. What was this injury? I don't think we heard about this. And after that, I think we just kind of ended up like this. I think we intended to do it until my injury healed, but some trivial thing came up to make her stay with it. Is it called love, my dude? Anyways, Sakura is a good cook and perfect at cleaning and doing laundry. She's been a big help around here, but it's been a bit troubling recently. Problem is not in Sakura, but me. Oh, I forgot. New route. We reverted back to Spaghetti Lord. Frankly, Sakura is beautiful. She's one of the best looking first years. I'm sure there are lots of guys who want to date her. And on top of that, she's been growing in certain I don't remember him saying this. Growing in certain places recently. Reminder, these characters are like all 18 apparently. Like, come on, puberty was a while ago, dude. And some of her casual gestures have started to catch my eye. That's what I mean by a small problem. Maybe I'm just feeling guilty about being attracted to my friend's sister. Wow, you're blatant about it now, huh? Usually I'm fine. When I'm caught off guard like this just now, I blush. Does this make me an unsuitable senpai? Yeah, how dare you have feelings for a person 1 year younger than you? That's gross, dude. Wee woo, wee woo. Breakfast is placed on the table. A perfect breakfast consisting of chicken salad, cooked salmon, spinach, radish, and carrot and miso. So I read that as spinach, radish, and carrot miso soup. No. Radish and carrot miso soup and yam soup.
Itadakimasu.
Rub-a-dub-dub, let's eat this grub. Sakura and I bow and start our meal quietly. Sounds of our chopsticks echo. Sakura is the talkative type. I'm not versatile enough to talk while I'm eating. Naturally, mealtimes are quiet, for now. Usually it's louder, but today the loud person is... Must have been watching spy movies late last night. She's eyeing us while hiding behind a newspaper. Remember when this scene made me fall in love with her? She's the best. Fujine ignores Sakura's question. She's acting weird, but Fujine always acts in suspicious ways during breakfast. Sakura must be used to it, as she continues to eat with no particular care. Sakura prefers to make Western foods. She learned to cook Japanese food after she started coming here to help. Fujine and I prefer Japanese, so Sakura learned to make Japanese food for her breakfast. Now she's so good that she's almost surpassed me, her teacher. Salmon is especially good as it's cooked to perfection. Her miso soup is tasty and has shown some capacity even for making yam soup by grinding yams. Actually, I think this is the first time she's made it.
Sakura, 醤油取って。
大変です先輩。先輩の醤油は昨日で切れてます。
じゃあ藤根のでいいや、取って。
藤村先生、いいですか？
Fujine nods. Newspaper trembles.
はいどうぞ。とろろ汁に使うんですか？
とろろには醤油だろう、普通。
Again, I don't know about that. But sure. Put the soy sauce on the white yam soup. Stirring it, put it on the rice and take a bite. The stickiness of the yam and the taste of the soy sauce. I almost throw it back up. Yo, epic pranks by Taiga. She's the best. Fujine throws her newspaper away. The female spy throws up her arms to show her happiness. Yeah, what an old, disgusting woman, according to Japan. She's the best.
みんなと一緒になってお姉ちゃんをいじめるやつには当然の天罰ってところかしら。
天罰ってのは人為的なもんじゃないだろう。なんかおとなしいと思ったら昨日からこんなこと考えてやがったのか。
そうだよ。おかげでこれから急いでテストの採点しなくちゃいけないんだから。そういうわけで急がないとやばいのだ。
God, she is just me. What a cute girl. Fujine sits back down and finishes her breakfast quickly.
はい、ごちそうさま。朝ごはん、今日も美味しかったよ、さくらちゃん。
はい、お粗末様でした、先生。
それじゃあ先に行くわね。二人とも遅刻したら怒るわよ。
And she runs off. Something wrong with the world in which that thing is a teacher. Again, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Teachers finally get something to represent what they're actually like. Which, by that I mean, giant meme lords.
先輩。
すまない。せっかくの朝食だっていうのに、藤根のやつ、ろくに味わいもしないで。
いえ、そういうのではなくて、昨日藤村先生に。
I remember what happens here. There's actually a lot of this I've forgotten. There's a lot to this that I have forgotten, and it is because I literally played for 48 in-game hours. Also, by the way, I wonder if that gets, are my save slots? Oh, look at this. Okay, so that means a lot of this is going to probably be very similar, but there will be different routes. Interesting. Okay, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, this one I definitely remember. But yeah, it's been like, I've played for 48 hours. It says something.
いや、それがさ、昨日ついあだ名で呼んじまった。
それじゃあ仕方ありませんね。先輩、藤村先生に謝らなかったんでしょう。
面目ない。いつものことなんで忘れてた。
ダメですよ。藤村先生、先輩にあだ名を言われるのだけは嫌がるんですから。また泣かせちゃったんでしょう。
To be fair, making a teacher cry is actually fairly easy.
泣かした上にダットのごとく走り去らせた。おかげで昨日の英語は自習だった。
And I was awarded a student honor written on notepaper, but I threw it away.
もう、それじゃあ、今朝のは先輩が悪いです。
Fujine's like a big sister for Sakura, so she's basically on Fujine's side. That's good in its own way, but I wish she'd consider my situation where I have to deal with Fujine 24/7. Fujine was originally an acquaintance of Father's, and she's been coming to the house a lot since I was adopted. She started to show up even more after Father died, and she's now almost a dependent, eating breakfast and dinner here. No, maybe she's why I was able to make it on my own even after my father died. Fujine, Sakura, and I are now the residents of the Emiya household. But I'm the only one who knows that my father was a magus. It's said that magi, whatever, must hide their identities. That's why I've been hiding the fact that I'm learning magic ever since I became my father's student. I say I'm learning, but I can't even cast a single magic spell properly. It's kind of a skill. It wouldn't make much of a difference whether I hide it or not. But because it was how my father wanted things, I've trained secretly since then. I finish breakfast and prepare for school. I clean the dishes with Sakura while listening to the news on TV. Sakura is staring at the TV screen. Over the screen runs exaggerated teletype reading, "Gas leak accidents continue." It seems there was a big accident in the neighboring town of Shinto. It happened in a building in the business district. It seems a whole floor of people ran out of oxygen and fell unconscious. So, like, at this time, they'd be out and about, huh? The war has started. Well, not that, I mean, the servants are out there, but the war actually hasn't. They called it a gas leak, but this kind of an accident is happening often recently.
今のニュース気になるのか、さくら。
いえ、別に。ただ、事故がシントで起きているなら近いなって。先輩、シントの方でアルバイトしていますよね。
してるけど、別にそんな大きな店じゃないよ。今のニュースみたいな事故は起きないと思う。
Not a risk I can completely ignore. Gas leaks can happen in any building, and on top of that, it hurts to think that hundreds of people are suffering. It's said that accidents are happening often because of the defective construction work during the rapid development of Shinto, and definitely not because of some crazy blood fort thing. Whether that's true or not, I certainly don't want any more victims.
物騒な話だ。俺たちも気をつけないと。
あ、それならご心配なく先輩。ガスの元栓はいつも2回チェックしてますから安心です。
Sakura boasts with pride.
いや、そういう話でなくて。
Yeah, I've thought so before, but Sakura is a bit off too.
先輩、裏手の戸締まりはしました？
したよ。缶抜きかけたけど、問題あるか？
ありません。それじゃあ鍵かけますね。先輩、今日のお帰りは何時ですか？
少し遅くなると思う。さくらは？
私はいつも通りです。多分私の方が早いと思いますから、夕食の下準備は済ませておきますね。
うん、助かる。俺もできるだけ早く帰るよ。
We lock the gate. Sakura and Fujine also have keys to my house, and the rules that the last person out locks up.
行こうか。急がないと朝練に間に合わない。
はい。それじゃあ少しだけ急ぎましょうか、先輩。
It will be interesting to see where there's minor changes depending on, the pre-done choices before we get into the full route here. I know there might be some people saying, oh my god, you could have skipped this. But I know there's some people who would also say, no, you'd miss out on the plot. But I don't mind replaying the beginning of a game, in a way like how Nier does it or something, to make it to let you appreciate the small changes and also make you go, I get that now. We walked down to the town together. Passing the long wall and going downhill, we reached the residential district. My house is on top of the hill, far away from the center of town. Going down the hill takes us to the residential district, and beyond that, we reach the crossroads at the center of this town. From here, there are many roads, a big bridge leading to the neighboring city, a hill road that leads through the Ryudo Temple, the residential district on the other side of town, shopping district Sakura and I always use, and the school we're heading to right now. Those are all the areas. You are correct. And then there's this one. We headed for the school without stopping elsewhere. We don't talk much as we walk up the hill. Since it's still 7 o'clock, there aren't many other on the road. Other than us, all you can see are a few others heading to their morning practices.
それじゃあまたな。部活頑張れよ。
I part with Sakura at the school gate like usual. Sakura's in the archery club, so we have to part here in the mornings. Today, Sakura doesn't go.
さくら、体の調子悪いのか。
いえ、そういうことじゃなくて、先輩、たまには道場の方に寄っていきませんか？
いや、別に道場に用はないぞ。それに今日は一斉に頼まれてるから生徒会室に行かないとまずい。
そうですよね。ごめんなさい。余計なことを言っちゃって。
Sakura bows. Eh?
それじゃあ失礼します。晩ご飯楽しみにしていてくださいね。
Sakura runs off like she's ashamed of something. I wonder what that was all about.
Issei, いるか？
いるぞ。今朝は少し遅かったな、エミヤ。
Do hope we get to see a bit more of Issei this time. He was a cool guy. I liked him. He must have been studying as Issei looks up from the paper he's reading.
一斉だけか。他の連中はどうしたんだ？この時間なら登校しててもおかしくないだろう。
In general, we don't see many students, you know?
いや、あいにくとうちのメンバーはビジネスライクでね。働く時間帯はきっかり決まっていて、早出と残業はしたくないのだそうだ。
Yeah, how dare them want to lead their own lives and not work like an overworked Japanese businessman.
それで生徒会長自らが雑用か。ここはここで大変そうだな。
何？好きでしている苦労だ。エミヤに同情してもらうのは筋が違う。
いや、一斉に同情なんてしてないぞ。
それはそれで無念だが、聞き流すとしよう。情が映っているということでは同じだからな。
Issei, who is organizing the papers he's reading, is the big boss of the student council room. He's the guy trying his best to reform this lax student council, and he's been a friend of mine since first year. His full name is Ryudo Issei. Despite his old-fashioned name, he has elegant features and is really popular with the girls. And he's also the student council president, so you'd think he'd take it to it like a duck to water, but...
やはり朝は舌が痺れるほどの熱湯が良い。
He's just sipping his tea like this, so he's not that firm. As you can see, Issei has a plain personality. He's easily misunderstood. He doesn't involve himself in love affairs nor engage in normal student recreations. It's because he's the successor of the Ryudo Temple up in the mountains. He's fine with that idea, so there's a good chance he'll shave his head when he graduates.
それで、今日は何をするんだ？
ああ、まあともかく座って一服と言いたいのだが、時間がないな。移動がてら説明をするゆえ、いつもの道具を持ってついてきてくれ。率直に言うとな、うちの学校、金のバランスが極端なんだよ。
Man, it's so, again, it's a cultural thing, but it's so weird. The entire idea of letting students do, like, budgeting and, like, fixing stuff, that is big problems.
知ってる。運動系がひいきされてるもんで、他に予算がいかないんだろ？
This would be entirely on teachers here.
結果、文化系の部員は絶えず不遇の扱いでな。今年から文化系に予算が行くよう尽力しているのだが、予算の流れが不鮮明でうまく回っていない。 特に冬のストーブ不足に関しては打開策がまるでない。
そうか。あ、マイナスドライバーくれ。一番大きいやつな。あと導線も。うん。これぐらいならなんとか。
導線？これか。すまん。よくわからん。間違っていたら叱ってくれ。
当たってるからいいよ。で、ストーブ不足がどうしたって？ここ以外にも故障してんのがあんのか？
ある。第二視聴覚室と美術部の暖房器具が怪しいそうだ。新品購入願いの嘆願書が刻一刻と増えている。
けど予算にそんな余裕はないと。やっぱり劣化してるだけだな。中がいかれてなくて助かった。
うん。治りそうか、エミヤ。
治るよ。こういう時古いやつは分かりやすくていい。配線系のショートだから新しいのに変えればとりあえず今年いっぱいは頑張ってくれる。
It's not like one of those eye stoves, which you gotta bring in and get a whole new one every time.
そうか。やるな、エミヤ。お前が頼りになると極めて嬉しいぞ。
おかしな日本語使うね、一世。もう少しで済むからちょっと外に出ててくれ。
うん。エミヤの邪魔はせん。
Issei leaves the room quietly. It seems he assumes I'm going to do something delicate.
いや、デリケートといえばデリケートなんだけど。
Place my hand on the old electric heater. Usually, even if you're used to fixing things, it's hard to figure out what's wrong just by looking at it. The fact that I figured it out means what I'm doing is not ordinary. Lock off my vision, look inside the heater with my sense of touch. In that moment, an image appears in my head.
電熱線が断線しかかってるのが2つと、電熱管はまだ持つな。電源コードの方は絶縁テープでなんとかなる。
God, you can make so much money doing this, dude. Good. I can fix this with the tools I have with me. If the pipe were broken, it couldn't be fixed by an amateur. If that had been the case, I would have to strengthen it in a very unamateurish way. But in this case, just looking at it will suffice. This is the magic Emiyashiro learned from Kiritsugu, and it's way more powerful than you can ever imagine.
よし、始めるか。
Take the cover off and start to work. I already know where it's broken, so the rest is easy.
これだけは得意なんだけどな、俺。
That's right, Emiyashiro has no talent for magic. Though it doesn't make up for it, I think I'm quite skilled at visualizing structures like I did just now. In fact, when I first figured out a structure and reproduced it, my father looked surprised and said, what a useless ability. I guess my strong point isn't a useful ability. According to my father, it's already a waste of effort to perceive the structure with my eyes. For a real Magus, there's no need to understand every corner of a structure like I just did. They say that the battle of the Magus comes in reading the center, the core of things instantaneously, and changing it faster than anything else. That's why reading the structure is a wasted effort. As if you do understand the structure, all you can do is determine where magical energy could more easily be transmitted. So all in all, it seems my strong point is just fixing things like this. I don't have to open them up to look for damage. I can quickly search for broken parts and have the skills to repair them. Most things can be fixed. Though that's only the case for simple things that can be fixed with amateur knowledge.
よし、終わり。次に行くか。
Pack away the conducting wire that I used and go out into the hallway with a screwdriver and wrench in hand. Time for a fated meeting.
修理終わったぞ。
But in the hallway is someone else apart from Issei. A girl. I'm a bit surprised. The person talking to Issei is Tosaka Rin from 2A. She's a lady who lives in a big mansion on top of the hill. A perfect honors student. Boy, it's so weird. Like back then I'm like, wow, look at this girl. And little did I know she was a smug lord. Good looking, smart, athletic, faultless, slime. She's intelligent, well-mannered, and modest about her looks. People say she's the ideal woman. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So it hardly needs to be said that the guys at my school treat her like an idol. Though in Tosaka's case, she's so perfect that she's considered unreachable. It's commonly believed that only teachers and guys like Issei can even talk to her. Well, to be honest, I'm a guy too. Not a very good one, but hey. I joke. I'm one of Tosaka Rin's admirers. Tosaka looks at us as if she's in a bad mood. It seems to be true that she and Issei don't get along.
と悪い。頼んだのはこっちなのに、エミヤに任せっきりにしてしまった。許せ。
Wow. Issei's an amazing man talking like that and ignoring Tosaka.
そんなこと気にするな。で、次はどこだよ。
ああ、次は視聴覚室だ。前から調子が悪かったそうなんだが、この度ついに天寿を全うされた。
天寿全うしてたら直せないだろ。買い直した方が早いぞ。
Yeah, things die when they die. Oh man, oh jeez. Remember when I was making a joke like that apart, then I forgot, and then it happened and I screamed? Fate is good.
そうなんだが、一応見てくれると助かる。俺から見れば臨終だが、お前から見れば仮病かもしれん。
そうか。なら試そう。
There's only about 30 minutes left until the homeroom. I'll have to hurry if I'm gonna fix it. I start for the AV room with Issei, but it's impolite to ignore her completely when we've met like this. I turn back to Tosaku, standing in a daze.
朝早いんだな、登坂。
Yeah, because we know about her weird sleep schedule. Make an honest comment, then follow Issei.
ギリギリ間に合ったか。すまんなエミヤ。また苦労をかけた。頼み事をした上に遅刻させては友人失格だ。
別に気にするな。俺が遅刻する分には大したことじゃないだろ。ま、一星が遅刻するのは問題だけど。
もっともだ。いや、間に合ってよかった。
Issei heads to his seat, relieved. It's exactly 8 o'clock. The first homeroom bell is run, so Fujine should be here in about 5 minutes. I'm a bit out of breath since we ran here from the AV room. Taking a deep breath, I head to my seat.
朝から騒がしいね、エミヤ。部活を辞めてから何をしてるかと思えば、竜道の太鼓持ち
I forgot you're back to being live.
うちの評判を落とすようなことはしないでよね。君、なんていうか、節操ないからさ。
Let's see if this guy gets brutally killed in this path as well. Mato Shinji, a friend of mine from middle school, is standing in front of my seat. As you can tell from his last name, he's Sakura's brother. He's 1 year older than her. And a massive scumbag.
よ、弓道部は落ち着いてるか、シンジ。
当然だろ。部外者に話してもしょうがないけど、目立ちたがり屋が一人減ったんで平和になったんだ。次の大会だっていいところまで行くさ。
そうか。三綴りも頑張ってるんだな。
はあ？何見当違いなこと言ってんの？弓道部が記録を伸ばしてるのは僕がいるからに決まってるじゃんか。エミはさ、とっくに部外者なんだから、知ったような口を叩くと恥をかくよ。
そうか。気をつけよう。もっとも弓道部に用はないから関わることはないけどな。
This dude is the type to like reply to your tweets with nonsense insults. And he keeps doing it, waiting for you to respond, no matter how much you sandbag it. I put my bag on the desk and pull out my chair.
何それ？僕の弓道部には興味がないってこと？
興味じゃなくて用だよ。部外者なんだから、おいそれと道場に行くのは変だろ。
When in doubt, agree with the person confronting you. It will confuse them a lot.
けど、なんかあったら言ってくれ。手伝えることがあったら手伝う。弦張りとか弓の直し、シンジは苦手だったろ？
そう。サンキュー。何か雑用があったら声をかけるよ。ま、そんなことはないだろうけどさ。
Little does he know we secretly oil up his strings in a way that makes it so that he drops the arrows like a fool.
それがいい。雑用を残しているようなやつは首相失格だからな。あんまり藤村先生を困らせるなよ。あの人、怒ると本気で怖いぞ。
余計なお世話だ。ともかくお前はもう部外者なんだから、道場に近づくなよ。
Shinji returns to his seat in his usual douchey manner. Seems even more irritated than usual today.
ふざけたやつだ。自分からエミヤを追い出しておいて、 よくもあんな口が聞ける。
なんだ伊勢、いたのか。
なんだとはなんだ。気を利かして聞き耳を立てていた友人に向かって、なんと冷淡な男だお前は。
なんで気を利かすのさ。俺一斉に心配されるようなことをしてないぞ。
たわけ、心配もするわ。エミヤはカッとなりやすいからな。真珠に殴りかかれば皆は喝采を送るが、女どもからは非難の嵐だ。友人をそんな微妙な立場に置くのはよろしくない。
そっか。言われてみればそうだ。ありがとう伊勢。そんなことにはならないだろうけど、今の心配はありがたい。
分かればよろしい。だが意外だったぞ。エミヤは怒りやすいくせにマトウには寛大なんだな。
ああ、あれは真珠の味だからな。付き合いが長いと慣れてくる。
そんなものか。
A lot of this is recap, and I apologize if it might be boring to some of you, but hey, I'm given the real experience, the true fate experience.
そんなものです。ほら、納得したら席に戻れよ。そろそろ藤村先生がすっ飛んでくるぞ。
Oh, we get to see this amazing scene again.
あの方は飛んでくるというより浮いてくるという感じだかな。
The homeroom bell rings. A homeroom teacher usually would come in 5 minutes early, but our homeroom teacher isn't like that. For Class 2C, homeroom starts 1 minute after the bell rings, right when we hear... And Fujine runs into the classroom. There she goes. Wham! Fujine falls over with a terrible sound. I forgot that it plays the battle music. The classroom is filled with science and it's silence, not science. In contrast to the clamor from a second ago, a sudden change of atmosphere, just as you'd expect from Fujine. Her nickname of Human Jet Coaster isn't just for show. But that was really a bad hit. Fujine is still on the ground, having hit her head on the platform. You can't see her expression with her head facing the ground, so it gives you a bad mental image.
前の席のやつ、先生起こしてやれよ。
やだよ。近づいた途端パクって食べられたら怖いもん。
ミミックじゃあるまいし、さすがに藤村でもそこまでやらねえだろ。
あんたね、そう言うんなら自分で起こしてあげなさいよ。
うわ、俺パス。こういうの苦手。
私だって苦手よ。だいたいなんで女の子にやらせるわけ？男子やりなさいよね、男子。
Front row is getting noisy. As we're in the middle rows, we can't tell what sort of state Fujine is in. Can't tell, so we all stand up to look.
ちょっと先生動いてないぞ。気絶してんじゃないのか?
Someone asks. If so, the problem would be how to get her to the nurse's office. Everyone here is a warrior who's been with Fujine for the past year. Probably want to get her out of the habit of taking their teacher to the nurse's office.
藤村先生、大丈夫ですか?
A brave female student calls out to her. Fujine doesn't even twitch. A sense of worry runs through the room.
今の転び方、こう頭から直角に教壇に突っ込んだじゃないか。いっそのこと野球部にスカウトするのはどうだろう。
やめろよな、そういう脅しは。タイガーが顧問になった日には俺たち甲子園行っちまうぞ。
藤村先生、藤村先生、ダメ。なんか反応ないよ。
おい、お前目の前なんだから起こしてやれよ。
やだよ俺。もし死んでたら殺されかねねえ。
でもだからってほっといたら後が怖いと思うし。
This scene is so weird because of how many like voiced NPCs there are when later on it's like there's none.
でも誰も近づきたくない。
Even though it's very clear they're all reused from the other voice actors.
仕方ねえな。こうなったらあれしかないか。
あれだね。
せーの。
All our hearts become one. Well, not Shinji and I because we're too scared.
せーの。
This is so silly. Even though everyone said it at the same time, it's only as loud as a whisper. The tiger part is especially quiet, but still, a twitch. The silent Fujine reacts.
動いた。 決めありだぞみんな。
よし続けろ。学校ロートンの刑じゃ。
Everyone must be stressed from the impending exams. Even though they shouldn't, they repeat Fujine's nickname while waving their arms.
起きろタイガー。朝だぞ。
先生、起きないとタイガーです。
負けるなタイガー。立ち上がれタイガー。よし起きろ先生。それでこそタイガーだぜ。
タイガー、タイガー、タ
ガータイガーって言うな。
So wacky, so silly. She's the best. A roar of lightning. She stands bravely, as if the fall has done nothing at all.
あれみんな何してるの？ダメよ、ホームルーム中に席を立っちゃ。ほらほら、始めるから座りなさい。
Fujine stands before everyone in her usual manner. Seems all memories from the moment she entered the classroom have fled her head.
おい、タイガー覚えてないみたいだぞ。ラッキー。朝からついてるな。いや、ついてるっていうのかな、こういうの。
Everyone returns to their seats, chatting.
今誰か先生のことバカにしなかった？
え、してないっすよ。気のせいじゃないっすか。
そっか、ならよし。じゃあ今朝のホームルームを始めるから、みんなおとなしく聞くように。
Fujine starts homeroom slowly. She chats in between the announcements so we don't get it through it very fast.
そういうわけだから、みんなも下校時刻を守るように。門限は6時だから、部活の子たちも長居しちゃダメよ。
6時って言ったらすぐじゃんか。タイガ先生、それって運動系は免除されないの？
されません。それと後藤くん、先生のことは藤村先生って言わなくちゃダメなんだから、次に名前で呼んだら怒るからね。
Yeah, calling a teacher by their first name is a big no-no. Even if nowadays it's so easy to find out what your teacher's first name is, just don't do it. It's not very nice. And once I got to university and my professor was like, no, please call me by my first name. I'm like, no, I can't. I can't do it.
はーい、以後注意します。
Goto-kun sits down again, not showing any signs of listening to her. How stupid of him. Fujine gets mad when she says she will. It makes no difference that he's a student, she's a teacher. He doesn't realize that she just gave him a final warning.
それじゃあ今日のホームルームはここまで。みんな3次元目の英語で会おうね。
Fujine leaves, waving her hand. She's a teacher responsible for Class 2C, Fujimura Taiga. Her nickname is Tiger. You might doubt it, but it really is her nickname. People like calling her so since she has a name like Taiga, but Fujine herself hates the nickname. According to her, it's unfeminine. But she's that kind of a person, so I think it's her own fault she has an unfeminine nickname.
授業を始める。
Okay.
一曲例を。
Okay, when are we learning about this guy? This guy who it seems so important, and we don't know. The teacher for the first period enters as Fujine exits, because, like, he seems like a villain. It's like this every morning as Fujine continues homeroom until the very last minute. He is scary and weird, and I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Anyways, we're going to call it a part here. We need to go all the way up to here. So we're going to say unlimited schoolworks. See y'all tomorrow. Or, well, not tomorrow, but next part. That's a lie. I'm not going to say tomorrow. See y'all next part. Not much to say in the beginning here. We're slowly going through and seeing the tiny differences that this route brings. But we'll see you next time for some more Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Ciao. You can